Hi, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with today's guest, Yoko Ikegami of Tokyo. Hi, Yuko, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
And so I have some things I'd like to ask you
Hmm.
about what you do and things
Okay.
like that. First off, some personal information.
Hmm.
Where do you live?
I live in Yokohama, Japan.
Okay, everybody knows Yokohama. It's
I hope
famous,
so.
famous for shipping and beautiful buildings
Hmm.
downtown, Chinatown, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and where were you born?
I was born in Fuji, Shizuoka, near Mount Fuji.
On in Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
So do you get a chance to go back there sometimes?
Yeah, my grandma passed away, so I don't really visit, but yeah, I have some relatives there.
Okay, so now let's flip to your business.
Hmm.
What do you do?
Basically, I'm a translator, and I have a company that deals with languages, like language schools and translation, interpretation, and also I send students to abroad
Okay,
schools.
how many staff do you have, or do you contract out?
Um, Actually, I have, I don't know, a couple secretaries and about like 30 translators working for me and some language teachers of different languages.
Okay, so you're keeping pretty busy.
Yes, I am.
Are you involved in any overseas projects?
Yeah, I send students to Utah, United States, and Victoria, Canada.
Great. So how long have you been doing that?
I've been translating for 25 years, and then I started this school 20 years ago.
Great. So you all also have any like special events during the year here? Like
Hmm.
I attended your barbecue
Yes,
and
yes.
yeah, do you have anything else going there?
Yeah, we have like two barbecues a year, and also I gather my translators in Yokohama, Tokyo area, and Osaka area to get to know each other and stuff. That's also twice, three times a year, and also sometimes we have like cultural events
Okay.
here.
What kind of culture event?
For example, we used to have um, like Chinese music festival or Iranian cultural festival, or I've had like German philosophy lecture and stuff like
Oh,
that. So it's
great.
like in different languages and different cultures.
I see. So you and I go back a ways now. We
Hmm.
worked together after the Fukushima
Hmm.
earthquake and tsunami disaster.
Yeah.
And could you tell me a bit about what you were doing there?
Hmm. I started volunteering for the cats that were rescued from Fukushima no-go zone near the nuclear power plant. And then recently, like this past 3 years, I go there to help the shelter there and then rescue some cats from there and then I keep them in my house and then find foster families for them.
Right. So how many animals do you think you've rescued your team?
I don't know. The team I used to join, I think they rescued about like 300 or 400 cats from Fukushima.
Wow.
And then the guy who has a private shelter right next to the plant, he's been, I don't know, he has now 60, but every like year he rescues about, I don't know, 30 to 50 cats and sometimes even dogs. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Now there's a lot of animals left
Hmm.
there, wasn't there?
Yes, and then like dogs were mostly rescued in the first couple years, but cats are having new babies, you know.
Mm,
They increase the numbers, and so there are still a lot of kittens there too.
I see. And how about other animals? Horses?
Yeah, actually horses were rescued first because they are kind of domestic animals,
Mm,
and then cows were mostly killed, and
mm,
then there is a farm that are still keeping hundreds of cows for other farmers, and then the pigs went wild, and then they mixed with the wild pigs,
mm.
hogs, so they're roaming around the city. And there are so many monkeys and Japanese raccoons and yeah, raccoons, porcupines and all kinds of wild animals are living in that zone. So it's like a safari park.
Wow, yeah, it's so part of Fukushima. Most people know about Fukushima as a
Right.
name. Now, I've been back and forth to Fukushima a couple of years ago, and part of it is fine, the
Yeah.
people living near town.
Yep.
But the part, I guess it's a 30-kilometer
Yeah,
zone,
20-kilometer zone.
20K zone.
Yeah.
And within that zone, as you say, it's gone quite wild, huh?
Yeah, actually, most of that 20-kilometer zone has been open, so they can go back and live. But still, the radiation is quite high. And then there is a definite no-go zone that has still high radiation because of the forests
I
and
see.
mountains. So, I don't know. Coastal areas are fine now, but the mountain areas are still like very, very contaminated.
Right. So changing the subject a bit, the Olympics are coming up pretty soon. Of course, the South Korean games are on now. What do you think about the Olympics coming to Tokyo?
Actually, I don't really agree with that idea because there are still like tens of thousands of refugees in Tohoku and even in Kyushu, and we don't have, budget to spend for the Olympics if, they really think about them.
Right. So with all the money's being spent on the Olympic Games,
Yeah.
and these people are still living in
And temporary housing.
temporary housing,
Yeah.
those white buildings. It looks like they're going to spend the rest of their life there.
I think so because they're too old to move out or start a new life anywhere else. So I've met some people who escaped to Tokyo or Yokohama, and then they had to move out of the public temporary housings, but they couldn't find decent house, and they are living in a broken apartments or
Oh, that's
so
terrible.
many people committed suicide.
Really, that's terrible. So you could say that the government hasn't done a very good job of taking care of the people.
Not at all.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So again, just to finish up here, what do you look forward to in the coming years? I mean, business-wise.
Business-wise, actually, I'm still seeking the way to find a new school abroad. The school I was working with in Canada closed the end of last year. So I'm looking for a new school, and in the United States too, I'm looking for a good partner to work with, and then the translation business just goes on.
Okay, well, that sounds great. Well, thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.